cooked. What the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Underneath the bridge, top has sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. Something in the way, something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah. Underneath the bridge, top has sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way. Something in the way, yeah.
Tales from the Pizzaverse, the Wingate War. Based on a sorta true story rumblings of Greece, Brooklyn was quiet, but not the good quiet, the kind that makes you nervous, like something greasy's boiling under the lid. The Pizzaverse had things locked. Pies hot, cannolis fresh, the block under control. Bambi Palermo sat at the head, James Howard making sure no bum so much as sneezed without clearance, and Willie, bartender, press secretary, the people's guy, keeping spirits up with whiskey and wisecracks. But across the friar's smoke, whispers started. The Wingverse. Led by the shadowy figure known only as Dark Horse, the Wingverse was a breakaway empire of sauce fanatics, chicken loyalists, and boneless sympathizers. Their creed, the sauce is law. To the Pizzaverse, this was blasphemy. To Dark Horse, it was a call to war. When feathers first fell, the first sighting came on a Tuesday morning. The street outside HQ smelled like garlic knots when Dark Horse descended from the sky. Wings like shredded leather, feathers hitting the ground like dirty snow. He wasn't just holding wings. Nah, the bastard had a slice in his hand, waving it like a holy relic. "Palermo," he shouted, "the crust is weak. The Wingverse rises." The crowd froze, and that's when the real betrayal landed. Agent Lopez, stepping out of the chaos, saying the words that rattled the Pizzaverse to its core. "I like boneless wings." The block gasped. You could have heard a pepperoni hit the pavement. Even the jukebox in Willie's pub cut off mid-song. Dark Horse laughed, pointing with that greasy slice. "See? Even your own men know nuggets are the future." Chaos broke out. Shots, or maybe fryer oil, rang in the air. Wingverse feathers rained down, and just like that, Brooklyn was at war. The council at Willie's pub. That night, Pizzaverse leadership gathered at Willie's pub, the only place safe enough for council. Bottles lined the shelves, maps of Brooklyn sprawled across the bar, grease stains marking choke points. Bambi slammed her hand on the oak. "This ain't a skirmish. This is a declaration. We're fighting for every pie, every crust, every corner slice." Howard puffed a cigar, his tone cold as freezer burn. "If they think sauce beats crust, they ain't learned nothing from history." Willie stepped forward, apron still stained, whiskey glass in hand. He was the everyman, the voice of the people, and that night, he sounded like a general. "I don't care if they got wings, drums, or nuggets with PR teams. They set foot on my block. They're walking out in feathers and shame. And if I gotta smash them one by one with a fry pan, so be it. Nobody takes the Pizzaverse while I'm breathing." The room erupted. The war was on. The Brooklyn Bridge clash. The Wingverse struck fast, flooding the Brooklyn Bridge with feathers, sauce bombs, and war cries about flats and drums. Dark Horse led the charge, wings blackening the sky. But the Pizzaverse was ready. Admiral and Peach unleashed calzone mortars from the East River. Supreme and P9 rammed a garlic bread truck into the bridge supports, butter and crumbs spraying everywhere. And Willie, he was in the thick of it, whiskey bottle in one hand, fry pan in the other, shouting insults only a bartender could invent. "Here's your happy hour, you feathered freaks." Smash, 2 for 1 special, served cold. Crack. The Dumbo Doughboy ambush days later, the Wingverse tried hitting Dumbo, thinking the cobblestone streets gave him cover. Willie and Bambi led a midnight raid, ambushing them with pie boxes strapped like shields. Garlic knots flew like grenades, mozzarella stretching across alleys like barbed wire. It was gritty, bloody, saucy, the Pizzaverse held. The siege of Wingate. The war came home. The Wingverse stormed HQ itself. Wingate. Dark Horse landed first, wings blocking out the sun, feathers scattering like curses. His troops poured in behind him, sauce splashing across the walls. Bambi stood tall at the steps, pizza box raised as a shield. "This crust don't crack." Dark Horse sneered. "Tonight it burns." Before he could strike, Willie stepped forward, whiskey bottle alight, flames flickering in his eyes. "Not while I got a bar to run." The battle raged, feathers burned, sauce boiled, garlic bread trucks rammed the barricades. Willie fought like a man possessed, swinging bottle and pan with every ounce of bartender fury. Howard coordinated artillery. Lopez tried to redeem himself by taking down a wingman or two, but it was Willie who stood between Dark Horse and Bambi. They clashed in the smoke, feather against flame, sauce against crust. At last, Dark Horse faltered, his wings torn, his army scattering. He retreated into the night, vowing, "This ain't the end. The Wingverse will rise again." Down in sunny Florida, where the palms sway but the stories still hit heavy, there's only one joint the Pizzaverse calls home: Willie's Pub. Run by Willie, the Pizzaverse press secretary himself. He don't just serve drinks, he serves the truth. Forget the tourist traps, the plastic margaritas, and the Mickey Mouse cocktails. At Willie's Pub, you're sipping real whiskey, eating sausage and peppers, and hearing tales that'd make the newspapers blush. It's the Florida escape with a Jersey soul. You'll find the wise guys sweating in linen shirts, The capos playing Bocce out back and Willie behind the bar, breaking down the headlines with more bite than a Florida gator. Sun, loyalty, and a stiff drink. What more you need? So whether you're flying in from Jersey or already sweating in the Keys, make sure you stop in. Willie's Pub, Florida's favorite hangout of the Pizzaverse. And remember, what happens in Willie's don't stay in Willie's. It becomes the next headline. Aftermath in the pub Brooklyn was battered, feathers clogging storm drains, sauce stains baked into the streets. But the Pizzaverse still stood. That night, they regrouped at Willie's. The bar was packed with heroes, bruised but laughing, drinking on the house. Bambi raised a glass. We fought, we bled, we won. And when they come back, we'll be ready. Howard nodded, puffing smoke. Tradition never dies, not on my watch. Willie, feathers still stuck in his hair, raised his whiskey high. In crust we trust, and tonight the first round's free. We earned it. The bar roared. The legend of the Wingate War was born. The war ain't over, Dark Horse is still out there. The Wingverse ain't gone. They're gathering sauces, whispering in fryer smoke, recruiting nugget lovers in the shadows. But the Pizzaverse? We ain't afraid. We know the truth. Crust beats sauce, bone beats nugget, family beats feathers. The war ain't over, but Brooklyn's ready. Moral of the story. Don't let flashy wings distract you. Sauce fades, feathers burn, but crust endures. And when you stand with family, whether it's blood or barroom, nothing takes you down. If you got a stomach for more war stories, sauce-soaked legends, and mob-style fairy tales, hit subscribe on Bambi Palermo's channel. The Pizzaverse ain't just a story, it's a fight. And kid, you don't want to miss the next battle. Thanks for watching.